Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Nessynergy Podcast. I am everyone's favorite neighborhood entity, Veritas, aka Lionel Richie, because I'm easy like Sunday morning. Passing it off to my left, the man from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Anthony Colavito, otherwise known as Bags, aka The Gun Show Don't Stop, aka Vitamin D Makes the Abs Pop, baby. Anthony, what's going on this morning?
How come your introduction is so vague and mine is so painfully specific? It's like Veritas, the alien from fucking Neptune, sending it off to Anthony James Colavito, birth date 1985, July 3rd, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, address, phone number, blood type.
We know your blood type, Anthony.
What's that?
I don't know. How's your morning going, man?
-1, whatever it is. It's a negative blood type.
So you see right there, we have a special guest on the podcast, Mr. Philip Maxwell, aka C-Dad, aka Fargo, North Dakota's main man. Philip, good to have you, man. How are you this morning?
I'm buzzing pretty good. Just making some stew with my girl, as you saw earlier. So it's easy.
That was pretty enlightening.
Mr. Richie.
Yeah, good morning. So we are waiting on Vic, as always. No hate, Vic. Just saying, if you say you're going to be there, my friend. Hopefully he'll join in at any time.
Hey, can we talk about the actual text conversation when we asked Vic if he would be around? Like what exactly it was, word for word.
Yeah, we can. Hang on.
So
all right. Let's see. All right. So now I'm starting to realize that our friend Victor is not the most punctual person. And that's all good. So we're starting to make – all right. So at about 8 o'clock my time, I'm like, Vic, you up? He's like, I am now. I'm like, all right, we're going to call Phil. Anthony's up, yada, yada.
So wait,
no
so
answer.
hold on. So wait, not that one.
The one before that where he said he would be ready all day.
Yesterday, no, not even that. Yesterday was my favorite because it was like I gave like specific, like exact times I would be ready, and then I was like, yeah, 12 to such and such, anytime after 7, before 6, blah blah blah, and then you're like, okay, Vic, you gonna be around? And the message just says yes, and it says okay, any specific times, and then it just says yes with 2 A's. And then, I'm pretty sure there was another yes with like nothing else. Like I'm like, all right, Vic, you're fucking high.
Yeah.
We got Vic here. There he is.
So y'all. This is gonna be good. I'm already glad that we had you on here, Phil. I've been putting you over, trying to get you on the podcast for a few weeks now. Before we get started, I have to give a brief promotional post for our new sponsors, Sears. Hey, everybody. We heard you talking about Kohl's, Kohls, last week. We want you to know that we're better than them, and we got appliances. So come on in and mention the podcast, and we'll give you 10% off of any kitchenware appliance. Just mention the Nessynergy Podcast. Sears, been better than Kohl's. Will always be better than Kohl's. Screw Kohl's. So, with that being said, Philip, Anthony, before we get into some specific questions, I think the thing that is on everybody's mind is what the crap happened to the site?
I have some theories, but maybe C-Dad wants to talk on it first.
Ooh, what happened to the site? Well, before I begin, I would like to shout out my own sponsor. It's Barefoot. It's something white girls like to be all the time. What did?
I like C-Dad's brand of racism is completely different than Vic's, which is interesting.
Yes. Just so you know, we're not against racism here or politically correct or incorrectness. Just, straight shooting, baby. Whatever you got. So
hold on. I just gotta put it out there. I'm not a racist. I'm an e-racist, which means I do it mostly online.
Thank you for your honesty. And I also want to remind you that we here on the podcast are against all sorts of e-violence and e-thuggery, except for when it's needed. Remember, every day in this country, 1 million people die as a result of internet beef. So we're trying to bring those numbers down. So, Phil, your thoughts on the site hitting some sort of mysterious time vortex, sir?
All right. So there was a golden age, I think, where like activity was like extremely high. Like there was just threads and battles and just tons of activity. And I think it died because like I think trolling kind of got out of hand. And it was like at some point there was a driver of, you know, that whole hip hop board, and then all of a sudden everybody just started like ghost riding. And it just I don't know, man, like people there was no limit to like the buffoonery, and I think that turned off a lot of people, including myself. Just it was just like you can't say anything without someone just saying some absurd shit to you. You know, just
All right.
doing something absurd and just kind of just go ahead.
Oh, well, I was gonna say that, and this is a question for both of y'all. Is it possible that given enough time, every message board and or social media site will revert to basically the lowest common denominator, where everything will become Trollville? Is that the way it works?
It's hard to say. I go to that bodybuilding.com pretty frequently, and I mean, as far as activity, their activity is through the fucking roof. I mean, what are you doing? Are you laughing at me right now?
Wait, what?
Fucking chill, Phil. It's not being chill right now. It's laughing at me.
Oh,
Chill,
sorry.
Phil. Chill, Phil.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Phil. Enlighten me as to what is so fucking funny right now.
Well, you said you're on bodybuilder.com, and I'm assuming you're a junior member based on your body type.
I'm the fucking alpha member, goddammit. I am massive.
No, dude, I'm only making fun of you because I'm uncomfortable with myself. Go ahead.
Wow, this is precisely what you were talking about. Now I'm scared to share. I feel uncomfortable. I might need to log out, create an alias for the phone call.
Okay, guys.
Please.
So let's. This is a safe place. Okay, we're in our little box. This is a safe place. Everyone knows that Anthony Colavito is the swole god, and that's just accepted. I'll put him over, man. He is, if what he says is true, he is literally stronger than me physically. And once again, that just saying that makes me want to go and bend metal with my hands. So it inspires me to be better, as it should all of us. So Anthony, can you continue? You were saying that bodybuilding is the bodybuilding.com. It appears to be doing well. That's a message board that's been around. Are there trolls on there?
Well, that's all it is. In the section that I go to anyways, I mean, I think at some point that was supposed to just be miscellaneous stuff involved with bodybuilding, but it's like there's levels of trolling there that even I can't comprehend. I mean, you think it's like real people, but it's just like levels upon circles of trolldom that are just, it's unfathomable. So
when you say levels, do you mean like, is it just like plain tactless type of trolling?
I feel like it's the opposite to the point. Well, because I've been banned from there like a dozen times because apparently I don't have any fucking tact, which was news to me. I thought I was like really subtle in my my antics, but apparently not. So it's to the point where it's so subtle that it's blunt almost. I don't know. There's some beautiful things happening over there.
Okay, so can you give us an example of a high-level bodybuilding.com troll, because now I'm sure everybody here who's watching this is wanting to go create a login. I'm thinking about possibly being the guy who is like the vegan troll god. I'm fixing to just say, man, if you eat any kind of meat, you're weak. You know, I don't know.
Let me tell you. Okay, my favorite troll on the myth section of bodybuilding.com is referred to as the Car Salesman. Now, here's how his troll works. He's never on the same account because he's banned on site. He's fucking sick of the misc. But like, they fucking despise this guy, right? So his troll starts off, it's always like this huge long-winded paragraph, and it's like, hey, you know, I need some advice. I have a really good job. My looks are like 8 out of 10. I'm really sociable. I'm really good with people. But you know, I just don't really do so well with women, and so the idea of the troll is for people to feed in and give him all this information about meeting women, and then eventually it'll break down, and they want to know like what his job is, because he'll go on to be, you know, talk about how successful he is. And he'll just hammer it into your heads, and then eventually he'll be like, "Yeah, you know, I make like 150K a year. I don't really work too many hours." And then like finally, like he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm a used car salesman." And then like people would just be fucking furious, like, "You can't make that much money doing that," you know, like, because there's like people on there like act like with degrees and shit, like, so. And he'll just like, it's like a fucking literal maniac, because he'll post it, and I've seen iterations of that troll, like just 1,000 of them. Like, it's strange.
Very good. Very good. I think I'm going to go with the vegan character now. Is there any vegans there who preach that philosophy? Like, could I be a vegan Pharisee? You know, like,
yeah, the vegan troll is high. Like, a vegan troll on there is like a race troll on Netseas.
So it is good to know that trolling has its place still, even on the larger message boards. And I know that for social media, one of the reasons I didn't do it is because it seems like everybody is trolling themselves. You get into discussions on politics, on race, on religion, and people are just, they're completely asinine. So any Facebook discussion, if it's trying to be serious, it will eventually, given enough time, descend to the lowest common denominator. So Phil, all that ties into how we kind of went and time traveled here this past week. And maybe there will never be another golden age of message boards, at least with hip hop. But you, sir, you've always sort of pushed the envelope. For those of y'all who don't know, Phil has been the resident audiophile. He's actually out there making songs that I find are pretty decent. I actually enjoy Bad Weather, C-Dad, Chill Phil's music. What is some of your inspiration? Where does your inspiration come from? What is your processes?
Honestly, like, I can really like sit down and write a song when I'm like feeling very intensely about something, you know. And so most of everything that I write and record is based on like my feelings, which is, it's kind of hard to promote because it's so individual, but I know there are people that can relate. And like, you know, unfortunately I opened the thread about the questions, and karaoke was talking about the homelessness, and
not even to cut you off. Eventually I was going to say I wanted you to answer all of karaoke's questions because they were really amusing to me. But go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't read all of his questions, but like the homeless thing, like, just as like a little I guess, you know, thing that you guys don't probably know is like, I was the most prolific when I was in the most unstable like state in my life. Like, there was so much to write about. There were so many feelings, and like, that's an important thing. For me, it's more like therapy. It's a chance for me to like sit down, write what I'm feeling at the time, and then like leave it behind on that piece of paper and like just be done with feeling like, you know, you are like indifferent about something. So when it comes to the music thing, like that's mostly my formula is to find something that I'm passionate about or something that I feel greatly about, and then, you know, write about it and make it rhyme, you know.
Does it come natural? Are you the kind of guy who has to write multiple iterations before you get it right, or is it, you know, first shot, write down, and then record?
It's all first shot and then record, you know. That I think that's probably a bad thing because, you know, I don't really go over it too much. It's just like, oh man, that's fucking raw. Like let me go ahead and spit this, and then, you know, I hear like where I could have had a different inflection or something like that, or, you know, just hype it up a little bit, make it more appealing,
You
you know, audio wise. But like to me, it's like my little diary. Like when I die, I have like 180 songs, and I've only released like 40 of them, you know. But like hopefully my family will get it, and they get a chance to hear like what I've been going through and things that
Do you
I've
write
learned, you know. Do I write it?
Yeah, or do you memorize it? I know there's like some people that just completely memorize it, don't commit anything to paper.
No, I don't completely memorize it, but like some of the best songs that I have are ones that like I've like read so many times that I know it. So that's
Right.
when you can like play with your voice and like, you know, do that Tupac shit.
I gotta-
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just like, I'll leave you dead. My favorite color's red, and I ate some bread. You know, it sounds like you're reading versus like emoting what or like putting out the feeling that's actually behind the words. You know, like that's a hard part of like the whole audio concept is like not only saying what you're feeling, but like putting out the actual vibrations of what you're feeling while you're
Okay, that's a good point, and that can tie in. So I've always thought that the key to public speaking is twofold. Number one is to make it sound like you believe what you're saying, and the way to accomplish that is to only talk about what you know. So with you being the resident audio head, at least in my opinion, what would be some advice you could give to the straight tech C who is trying to get into audio?
Well, first you gotta get rid of that line between tech C and audio head and like realize there really is no difference outside of the fact that you're just putting it to music. Like sure, there's different rules to, you know, text versus audio, but the advice I would give is to like take every text and find a beat that pulls out a certain type of emotion out of you and write to that and to like just spit it to that, and you will find that you can be just as proud of like an audio you put out as you are of like a lengthy text verse or whatever, you know, because at the end of the day the lyrics are going to look exactly the same.
Okay, fair enough. Phil, who is your favorite text C?
Honestly, I don't have one. I don't read text. Like I was heavy into text like way back in the day, but like on Netsynergy, I don't have one, dude.
Yo, remember when I smashed you in text?
I remember I did a battle with you, and I remember reading your verse and not really understanding what the fuck you were saying. And I let my girl read it. She's like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And I was like, "I don't know." But yeah, you did beat me in a text battle. Yes.
I smashed you. That verse. I wish I had that verse right now. I'll read it out loud. That was so fucking good.
Well,
What are you
okay,
eating,
then
Anthony?
Say again.
Hey, good news. Vic just texted and said he'll be there in 20 minutes, and by that time we'll be almost done. So
Am I boring, James? Am I boring right now? I feel like I'm boring.
I think you're holding back a little bit, Phil, and it's okay. You know, guys, Phil and I, we were talking before the podcast. This is him at about a 7.58 out of 11. We're looking for you at 11. But look, here's the thing. Usually we try to stay right around 45 minutes to an hour. We've only been going for about 10, 15 minutes. Once we get to about the 25, 30-minute mark, things usually start gelling, you know? So just keep on doing you, man. Everything's okay. I promise. What we'll do is we'll talk about a few themes and topics, and then we'll get into some of these questions because I'd like to hear what you have to say. And hopefully Anthony, because I can tell he's kind of in a cocky mode right now, maybe he can sort of antagonize you a little bit and we can get a dynamic going there.
Yeah,
So Anthony, what are you eating, man? What are your macros right now?
Macros. Listen, I'll tell you what the macros are for the full day, every day. I'll tell you what I eat. Breakfast, 4 ounces chicken breast, 2 eggs, 2 toast. Maybe. That's interchangeable. Oatmeal, 1 cup, 1 banana. Chicken again, 4 ounces, 2 cups. Whole grain pasta, then cereal, shredded wheats, 2 cups, 2 cups whole milk, then chicken for dinner, 4 ounces, sweet potato, and I think that's it right now. That's all I can afford to eat.
All right. Any dessert? No dessert.
It depends on how I'm feeling. Maybe a donut.
Dessert is like another rep. This dude, you must shit like a maniac.
Bro, I used to shit blood for like a few months.
Dude, do you shit like 3 or 4 times a day? Because you eat a lot, man.
Not anymore. I'm only eating like 3,000 calories a day right now. When I was eating over 5,000, like in the fall, I literally shit 3 times a day. It was awful.
I have had 3 bowel movements already this morning. I've been up for probably 4 hours.
You should go to the hospital.
No, man, it's everybody poops, Phil. Everybody poops, and I'm a fan of pooping. I think it's good. It's a good thing. You know, what I've noticed is that as people get older and they get physically sick, one of the first things that starts failing is their waste elimination systems. We got to stop thinking of the body as separate parts. You know, if one part isn't working, that's going to be systemic to the whole, you know? So like guys out there, if your wang ain't working, that could be an indication that you're having pre-indications of heart trouble, you know, that the blood isn't getting there. We need to think more synergistically about our body. So if you're not eliminating toxins from your body regularly, or at least in the ratio to the calories that you're taking in, you need to start looking at that. So that's the public health notice right there. Hopefully someone will pay me for that. Here's something I want to take a quick detour to. Shouts out to Detour, DJ Leukemia, like my boy Batty said. Beep, beep. So I've noticed that something happened with the site, and Diode called me, and he said, hey, I'm calling you because you can tell everyone else the site is down. It got hit with something. And I am now saying a lot of words that are technical stuff that I know you will not understand, so that I appear to be very intelligent. I am a serious businessman. I have autism. I am a robot. So please tell everyone else. So supposedly the site got hit with something and he lost a lot of it. Now, God bless him for still even feeling like paying the $5, the $500, however much it is, to give us a platform to do this. Shout outs to Vincent Kennedy, McDiode Autism. Now, a lot of the board is gone, and or at least time wise. What I've noticed is that this week there has not been a lot of activity. So what I have tried to do is that I'm fixing to bring battling back. After that whole debacle with Sharp 9, And Sharp, feel free to come on here and discuss that whole post you had, because I know the truth that you were emotional when you wrote it, and that you don't put yourself over by burying other people. And I'm going to go on record saying that. I already said that. I think Anthony and I both know what your heart was in that matter. So I'm trying to prove a point that we're doing ours and we can still do what you're doing. Come do what we're doing. Also, I am now battling. I'm going to battle Beyond every week for the next year. I don't care if he doesn't respond. I'm going to battle him, and I'll battle anyone. This is an open call out to anyone. I will battle anyone. I'm going to show that there are problems that are systemic to the board, and it's mostly on the tech side. It is mostly on getting people involved and getting people to vote. So for an example, Phil, you and we had a battle. That was pretty random, and I'm sorry if I hurt you in any way, and it's all love. But guess what? It just sat there. Nobody voted. Is it because I'm not a text head, so it's just taken as a joke? See, these are the problems, people.
I think
this is why we can't have nice things.
I think it had my name on it, and that's why nobody looked at it.
Oh, so this is another good point. Why ain't Phil getting love? And Anthony, you probably generate the most replies and views per thread. In your opinion, why is Chill Phil stuck in the mid card when it comes to post responses and replies?
Well, I mean, some people are thread makers, some people are thread posters. Phil, you are a thread poster. I mean, you don't have to be. You could be a thread maker, but you're making threads out of what should be posts. If you make a thread, the idea of the thread should be to generate as many responses as possible. If you make a thread that is some fucking joke that you made up on the toilet earlier this morning, I mean,
It's exactly what happened.
It was really obvious. I'm glad you confirmed that. It was painfully obvious. I mean, so I don't know how many views you can expect to generate with just that level of dedication.
That's the problem. I have no dedication level.
But also, I mean, it's just a way of looking at it. I mean, again, I don't dedicate a lot of thought to some of the threads that I put out, only with the simple thing in mind that I know that I want there to be a lot of replies. So I'll try to create a topic that will be something that will open up a discussion that will have two sides to it.
All right, off the top of your dome, Anthony, give us an example. If you were to make a thread right now that would have basically to be the blueprint for a high-level thread, what would it be?
Lately, it's also something that people can identify with. So being a board full of testosterone-driven men, it's pretty easily to put over a thread about women.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, I'll make a thread about like Tinder, and I'll like maybe something like questionable in it. You know, like, hey, I had a Tinder date, went out and mushed the ice cream in her fucking face. Yeah. Fuck it. Like, you know, like something like that's like borderline where people will be like, damn, you know, like, I would never do that. Or like, yeah, that bitch deserved it because you're a man and I'm a man and I fucking dig that shit. So like there's that opportunity for ego to be prevalent in the post. So you get a lot. And then as soon as people start seeing other people's comments that they don't like, then they just start cutting each other's throats. And I mean, a back and forth can contribute to like 2-3 free pages on its own, which is always nice.
Right. So can we say that on Netsy's, pretty much every good thread that is going to get into the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 page count needs to have some sort of controversy in it? You know, given enough time, will beef kick off in a thread once it gets past 3-4 pages?
Oh, yeah. I mean, any active thread's going to have beef in it because you have such strong personalities. I mean, every single person on Netsy's, you know, wants to be – we've already set it to, like, an idea where it's a dominant, you know, like, competition. So every time there's a thread, somebody wants to win that thread. So if you have a thread that has every single member of the site on it, somebody's going to obviously say like, okay, this is a perfect fucking stage for me to try to take out somebody and make a better place for myself here.
One thread I made about how I would like secretly like shoot you.
That was a good thread, Phil. That was a really good thread. I really enjoyed that.
Okay, so listen, so that's another strategic way of getting a thread to last long. One that you can bump yourself, and you can do it shamelessly. Any type of thread where you say, because you can't bump your own thread, like that's like an unwritten rule. Like you see fucking Arrow bumps his stupid ass threads like upping or just, you know, like it'll be on page 9 fucking 6 weeks later and he'll just like, oops. Now, you need to be able to shamelessly bump your thread in a way that everyone's going to say like, oh, you know, I'm glad that he bumped the thread. So you make a thread like that where you play into other people's wants. You say, okay, you want to hear a funny fucking story about yourself. Great. Go ahead, sign in. And then you can come in and choose when you want to post your topics and keep it floating as long as you want.
Yeah. And I'll add to that, Phil. One of the reasons that thread was also very successful, not only was it self-upping, but it also was individualized for every person's individual ego. In your own way, even if it was murder, you still made them feel special. You still made it all about them. Because really, if we're being honest, how you'd go about murdering someone would hopefully be specific to that person. And you made them feel special, you know, and people like to feel like it's all about them. They like to feel like you're specifically shining the light on them. And that was a solid thread. So, you know, I can almost guarantee you that if you were to make just a funny song about your feelings about various borders, that it'd be a hit. I mean, on the site, it probably wouldn't do crap in real life, but you know, because we're all a bunch of nobodies. But it'll still, you know, when you're able to cater the topic to other people's egos, and you have an agenda that you're trying to push, the thread's going to take off. So
I can get like a solid like 30 plays.
Yeah. But now, Phil, to be honest, man, you know, I like alien rap pretty much. If I'm going to listen to hip hop, I'm going to listen to something that makes me think, that makes me feel, that I feel is real. I'm tired of all the bling and the nonsense. Your music is more like that. It's been my experience that a lot of people on this site are into the street rap, you know, selling weed or crack or cocaine and shooting people. You know, your stuff is a lot more introspective. And now with what you said earlier about how it is basically like the diary of your life, maybe people will go back and give it a greater appreciation, you know, because you have had, you know, a very interesting life. I'd like us to get into the questions. I know Anthony wanted that also. Anthony, do you have that thread pulled up?
I'm working on it. It's funny you said that because I was going to try to rap some text verses. But yeah, let me pull up that karaoke thread
Don't
now.
do that. Just bring up the question.
Wait, no, I'd like you, Anthony. I would like you to rap a text battle.
I'll absolutely do that. I will ask karaoke's questions also, and I will do it in the angry manner they were posted as well.
All right. So, C Dad, you ready?
Yeah, I was born ready, dude.
There you go.
All right. King Karaoke signing on. Hi. Where's the best place to sleep when you're homeless?
Where's the best place to sleep when you're homeless? Probably a fucking bed. I mean, I don't know what else. What the fuck, man? That's an asshole question.
Listen, I feel like the mentality behind that question is more kind of like, what's the most likely place that you're going to be able to sleep? What's the most common?
If we found ourselves homeless, what do we need to do to sleep as best we can?
Hopefully you have like paved a road for yourself by doing some like good deeds, selfless deeds that earns you some friends. And what I was doing was I was pretty much just calling out to whoever had a couch, man. You know, whoever had anything inside of four walls for me to sleep in so I can continue to go to work. Like I was pretty much for like 4 months. And so the best place to sleep is with people that you've known for years.
So listen, so listen, not to stop you, but that glides us right into the very next question, which I think is sensible. With talking about all these relationships that you had, how come your family didn't take you in? Is the next question.
It's a fair question.
It is. My family didn't take me in because they had no idea what I was going through. I didn't reach out to them, and not to like really blame my mom or anything, but like I was raised to believe that, you know, you're not a man unless you take care of yourself, and you got to do it yourself. You know, so I have this kind of, I guess it's flawed belief that, you know, I got to do it myself. You know, like I can't ask for help, otherwise I'm not a man. You know what I mean? So I was out there, I was like working and I was couch surfing and I was like getting it done on my own because I didn't ask mommy or daddy for help. You know what I mean? And I've built up some character because of it. And I am not the sibling that as soon as I like hit a snag, I'm going to reach out to mom and dad for some help. You know, like I'll figure it out. You know, so like that's what that was about.
All right, I could dig it, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
The next one, these get a little bit more racist, maybe lighthearted, depending on your perception of them. Do Coons celebrate Black History Month?
I call it 28 nigger days. No.
Shout outs to the N-word. We're keeping it real here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not racist if he says it.
Shout out to Morgan Freeman.
Love that.
I mean, I don't celebrate Black. For me, it's 28 days where I get to tell like the most like racist jokes. Like, so I mean, I guess I do celebrate it, but I celebrate it in a way that's like kind of shines a light on the fact that we're shown our difference in so much.
So each day, is it like a kind of like a Black Advent calendar? Like each day you open up like a thing and there's like a little black treat in there? Something like,
yeah, there's
you know
little drumstick or like like a tiny white girl for me to like touch. Yeah, every day.
That one.
Yeah. I mean, no, sorry guys. I'm no fun, dude. I'm no fun.
All right. What's your proudest moment as a Black man?
Oh boy. What is my proudest moment as a Black man? I think that's impossible to answer because I don't really see myself as just a Black man. Like I can't really put myself in a box. I just see myself as a man. My proudest moment as a man is it happened actually probably like 20 minutes ago, where my girlfriend's daughter finally like snuggled up with me for the first time. And it's like, wow, like I'm winning the race right now, you know, like she's a tough nut to crack. And, you know, like she's distant for a long time, and then we're watching Kim Possible in the living room and she just snuggles up with me and I'm like, yeah, man, her little bones, I can feel it. You know, like that shit was dope. Shit was dope as fuck.
That is dope, man. I'm happy for you. The rest of his questions are kind of boring to me, so I'm going to scroll around. There was some other people that asked questions in here, too.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought this is a good one from Zelf that a lot of people might not even know. I thought that we might as well talk about it. Where did C-Dad come from? I mean, I know, but...
Well, we can thank the Vic Spanic guy that is not here for like making that a thing, but the term C-Dad came from my naval experience as a submarine mechanic. It was a thread that was completely unrelated, and like I pointed out the fact that yeah, on the submarine I had a sea pup, and like a sea pup is someone that is not qualified in submarines, that you pretty much mentor and that you help them get qualified. You learn the submarine from front to back. Like I can tell you how a droplet of seawater turns into electricity on a submarine, and it's my job to take this guy under my wing, keep him from like caving in from being hazed, because you're gonna be, and also teach him and help him on his path to learning what life is like and how things work on the submarine. And when you have a sea pup, you're considered a sea dad.
So how does this is great. How does one haze a sea pup on a submarine? What does that look like? I'm for real interested in this.
Dude, all right, so like first and foremost, the entire process of going from boot camp to training to the submarine is all hazing. So a sea pup is not qualified submarines. He doesn't have his fish, so he can't stand any watches. So he's literally considered a non-useful body. And they call you nub, like you're a nub. You're a non-useful body. You're good for nothing. You just take up space and eat food. So
this is called dehumanization. This is extremely mentally abusive. But go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like that's why I got out, man. 5 years was enough, man. I got tired of being referred to as a fucking body, dude. Like it was like I was a tree that was used to like fuel a kill machine. And well, anyway. Oh God.
It's having fucking flashbacks.
Yeah.
See, Dad, come back to us.
What was your question, James?
I was curious as to what the hazing was. It was kind of your job to protect the sea pups, I guess, or to I guess haze them also. Would you haze them or would you protect them? And what did the hazing look like on the submarine?
Oh boy, that's a complicated answer.
It was gay stuff, wasn't it?
Mostly, we would shake a magic 8-ball and see where we could put our fingers.
Yes.
The hazing was just the fact that, like, even though you accomplish all this stuff in your boot camp and your like submarine training, and you get to the submarine, you're just fucking useless. And so there is a period when you're new that you're supposed to, they call it cranking, where you're supposed to just serve food to all the other, I guess, petty officers and chiefs and other seamen on board in order to get to know them. But it's also a process where they just treat you like shit. And they're like, hey, Cookie, come here. Like, fucking give me some bug juice. You know what I'm saying? And so as a sea dad, it's like the sea pup would either, depending on the sea dad, could come to you for like guidance or just come to you for more hazing and more like character development. So as a sea dad, I didn't really delve into like what the fuck they were doing so much as like making sure they stayed on top of their studies. Because if you go dink or delinquent in your qualifications, then the sea dad has to stay with you overnight and stuff to help you get your qualifications done. So like for me, it was just pretty much telling people like how it is and like being like a funny, like jokey kind of guy when, it can very easily break your spirits. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's breaking my spirit just fucking hearing about it. It sounds fucking awful.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. This is probably going to be the least viewed podcast you guys have. Because I'm not funny right now. And let's just say I've been drinking.
So I want you to know, Phil, I want you to notice how when you go back and watch this podcast, the 4 or 5 times you've said something self-depreciating about yourself, you instinctively turn that bottle up, okay? So I just want you to, correlation does not equal causation, but I want you to be aware of that when you go back and watch it. Okay, I want you to notice that, and I love you. Hey, Bags, Anthony, can I please ask the genocide question? Can I have that honor, please, sir?
That's all you, my man.
All right. We were going to get into the genocide thing, Phil. We got questions, and before we do this, genocide, I love you, man, and I just want you to have nice things, and I want good things for you. And I know I've said some hard things here, but you and we've talked in real life, and you know that I love you and I care about you. I want you to get your act together. So here you go, Phil. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna edit the question if she's right there.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see if I can. Okay. All right. You ready? Oh,
I'm ready.
I got one. B-dubs. How bad do you think Gino would whoop that if King KKK said that ish in the same room he was in? Question mark. LMAO. You the king in here because you funny homosexual. I'm the king on the streets because I hate funny homosexuals. Would you like me to reread that, sir?
All right. Hold on. Anthony, are you laughing because
I'm laughing because it's kind of like a
question? Like, what is
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was a question or a statement, but maybe
Can you
could
like, break it up into like sub questions so that.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so
the reason why I laughed is because it's like this like really deep, extreme dirt riddle. Like I don't.
Yes. It's a dirt riddle. What? How bad? All right. So, all right. Hold on.
Okay, who is King KKK?
Karaoke.
I don't know who. King Karaoke.
All right, so maybe what's happening here, Anthony and Phil, is that in this thread, King Karaoke is sort of being racist. So this is the sort of, I guess maybe he's trying to either question your blackness or maybe trying to make you act more black than you do, question mark. I don't know. So perhaps genocide is stepping up and saying that karaoke is being racist. I'm guessing. So how bad do you think Gina? Okay, I got it. Genocide is basically trying to get you to say that you know that he would fight King Karaoke to defend your honor. How do you feel about that, sir? The riddle is solved.
Okay. All right. So all right, cool. All right. So that question was, how bad would Gino beat somebody up on my behalf?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I know Gino. I've known him for a couple years. It would probably be really, really, really violent, like a jail beating, like where they don't stop until like someone physically like stops him from like playing hopscotch on somebody's rib cage.
Right.
So I don't know. Like that's tough, bro. Like I don't know. Like I think I could stop him. I think, but like I've also been in a situation with him where like he's like there's a switch that goes off, and he's not.
Shit out of him though. I mean, he's just a fucking skinny junkie with fucking issues. Like, what if karaoke just beat the living shit out of him?
Well, that's the perception you have, and I know this guy personally. He's not a skinny junkie. Like, if the guy started winning, honestly, that's my boy. So, King Karaoke is probably gonna get jumped. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, this is the sort of conflict we like here. Yes, you hear that, Karaoke?
Like, I'm not honestly, dude. I'm not like a physical. Like, I'm not trying to like fight people and shit. I'm a 32-year-old man. Like, fighting is the last thing on my mind. But if I'm watching like a dude that I love the guy. He's a great guy. He's got his flaws just like I do. If I'm seeing him like getting his ass whooped by like a dude or like dudes, I am personally like invested and obligated to like not have him go through that shit alone. So we can either win together or we can lose together. You know what I mean? And that's just the mentality. That's the attitude. So King Karaoke would probably get stomped the fuck out.
Karaoke he puts razor blades in his Timberland boots. Do you recall?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So does he do like fucking high kicks and shit? Does he do taekwondo and like fucking kicks people's throats open? Like what the fuck is that?
Like the Timberlands are at like the local like basketball court. Like they'll wear the Timberlands there, and they're so like agile they can still slam dunk in the Timberlands. But then if things get like crazy, then they just like reach in their boot and they have like sharpened metal objects in there and stuff. So the way like I don't know, he seems like he would probably be able to just outmaneuver you and stab you both to death.
Well, I mean, it's not like I don't have hands, but when you talk about Timberlands, I'm thinking about like, do you think like King Karaoke like has like Timberland boots that like express his feelings and shit? Like he gets a phone call. He gets a phone call and he's like, "Hey, go grab my red Timbs. I'm mad." Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? What? Hey, go get my gray Timbs. Graham is sick.
All right, King Karaoke once again. Whoa!
Hey, there he is. What the fuck?
There he is. So look at who just showed up. It's our main man, Victor Cruz, aka Doctor Who, because time is literally not a concept for him. He is not constrained to it. Vic, what's going on, man?
Hey, my girlfriend wants to say hi to you guys. She's really excited.
Oh,
hi.
wow. Hello. Oh, that's enough of that.
How we doing?
All right. All right.
Oh, no,
All
I
right.
can leave.
Get lost.
Love you. D-Tag. What's going on? Chill Phil, the fucking general.
Love you.
I'm honored to be in presence, man. The dog whisperer himself. What's going on, Chief?
Vic.
The bed bug master.
Oh god. Vic, I've been boring. I've been really, really boring without you here, man. And like I was talking to Veritas earlier, and I was like, yo, like I had no idea that this Hush character was like as eloquent as he was, because all I knew you as, only because I don't read battles and shit, I only knew you as like some like short-winded like smartass that people were afraid to approach, you know. And then to hear you and to see you move around and talk and shit was actually like really, really new and exciting for me.
Well, you know what, sir? I am happy to surpass your expectations, man. Never judge a book by its cover. And I got some more tricks sitting on my sleeve.
You're wearing short sleeves, though. So that's weird. Got more tricks in my armpits.
So Vic, let me fill you in, man. What we've been doing is we've been chatting with Phil. Anthony's kind of in a savage mode right now. He's kind of playing the heel here, and he's doing well at it. He's said a lot of
natural. It's so natural.
Yeah. It is amazing how well Anthony and Vic play the heel. We've been asking Phil questions. Is there any questions that you'd like to ask Phil, Vic?
I don't want to rock the boat too much. I'm just trying to get in where I fit in, so I'm gonna just listen to what y'all is doing, and I'll chime in if anything like presents itself.
All right. Well, I mean, Vic, I hate to say it, man, but we're starting to get towards the closing time frame of the podcast. So just, you know, try to get in where you fit in, my friend.
Okay,
Phil. Here's a good. Oh, go ahead. All
right. And I hate to beat a dead horse and go back to the same, like, I don't want to go back to the well time and time again. But did y'all touch on the bromance? Because I think that needs to be discussed. Like, I just want to know, how many times did you just stare dreamingly into Genocide's eyes as the fucking sun came over the horizon while y'all listened to, like, A$AP rap songs and shit?
You missed it. They're actually gonna jump King Karaoke.
Oh, damn! I'm gonna just watch it back then. Forget I.
I can give him a legitimate answer though. The amount of times that we stared longingly into each other's eyes as the fucking sun rose is I think we're at about 0 at this point. It's just, you know, certain people are on certain frequencies, you know what I'm saying? And like, I've only seen the guy probably at most like 20, 22 times in real life with the dude. Like, he's a good guy. He's got his flaws just like I do, you know what I'm saying? But he's like,
I haven't even seen my mother 22 times in my life. That's a lot of times.
I guess so. I guess that's more than a dozen.
I picked up on, for those listening at home and watching at home, Phil and Gina were hanging out one night and they made some videos or something of them hanging out. And I think they were both pretty intoxicated. And I'm going to infer, from what I remember, from what I remember.
Sex tape.
Yeah, from what I remember, Phil, I would say that Gino deeply loved you. I mean, not in like a homosexual way, but like he genuinely wanted your approval. You know, that's what I picked up on. So I would challenge you, Phil, because we are all, one of the themes of this podcast is we're trying to help Gino. We're trying to just bring it to his mind that we want good for him. I think you need to join that. I think you really need to start using the power that you have over him in a good way. Start encouraging him. You know, that's what I'd like to see at least. Now, maybe you doubt this. Maybe you doubt your ability, but trust me, I think if Gino was on the podcast, he would co-sign that. He would say, yeah, I like Phil. Phil's my boy. I would fight for him. I would die for him. I think he'd say that. That's what I noticed in his eyes.
I mean, that's the unspoken thing that I guess people don't really know is I am trying to encourage the guy. Like, I want good for him. And, like, you know, I'm happy that he moved to Minnesota because he's, like, you know, clean. He's got an opportunity to get his shit together and get a job. His girl just got a job. She's a manager now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's something that's behind the scenes that you guys don't actually know about. And it's pretty much dumped down to like a homosexual romance. But it's like, I like this guy. He likes me. We just want each other to fucking do better, you know? So, like, I don't know, like, how else to put it, but that's already happening, James.
All right, cool. Well, that's good. That's good.
Normal basis. I got one more. Sorry if I'm talking a lot, but I feel like I got some time to make up for, guys. So I got another question that I want to ask my friend C-Dad. This is only for our long stay original, and that's COGs or NCGs or whatever. Yo, Phil, do you really got that manic depressive robot tattooed on your body, bro? Is that real life?
That was the best.
Remember the sad robot? I know you remember that.
So much I remember it. It's like plugged into his heart, isn't it?
Are you talking about that?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yo, I feel like we should get rid of the lime and make that our new mascot. Just all hail our new depressed robot overlord, because he's.
Yo, hold on. For the record, that's your interpretation of the robot, bro. Like,
what does the robot actually mean? Please elaborate on the mythos, Phil.
All right, so this guy, to me, it means what you can become without a little bit of fucking love, man. Like, you just become this cold shell of a fucking existing thing that can break down without the fucking power of love. You know what I'm saying? So there's more than what you fucking see here. There's like thought and then actual feeling behind that.
Okay. Wow. That was deep, man. So, today I realized that Phil is the black pancake bro. Like, you guys are just like you guys are
fuck him, man. Shout out to Pancake Bro though.
It only makes sense too that they like fucking despise each other. Pancake has sent me PMs, like private messages, like talking about just how much he fucking hates C-Dad. And
Yeah.
it just
Wait, what?
Yeah,
What's
no,
I mean, yo,
no, it's fine. Hold on. Can I just put out there that, like, listen, Pancake, you'll never ever have to go to a barber again if you want to catch this fade.
Ooh. Yo,
yes,
guys,
yes.
did he have his shirt off the whole time? Because now I'm getting uncomfortable.
No, you are responsible for us having to deal with him and his shirt off now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just let it happen, Vic. Just let it fucking happen, bro. It's our little secret. It's our little secret.
Just be like genocide. He's like, if it was okay with genocide, let it happen.
Oh, here we go.
I feel like this was inevitable. He's been drinking since we tried to do the podcast earlier at like 10 a.m. So like now it's like 3 hours in. Like, of course his shirt's off at this point.
It's natural. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. Okay. Say no more, gentlemen.
We are right at the 1 hour mark. We can keep going. We can start shutting it down. Whatever y'all want to do. I feel like we're getting a good rhythm here. Maybe we can do one more segment or so. And you know, Vic,
Can we?
Vic,
I got a lot to say, bro. I want to touch on something. I don't know if y'all discussed it. The site almost disappearing. What did y'all think about that? Did y'all put your
well,
finger on that?
We talk about it. Really.
Can I say something like about that?
yeah.
The site almost disappearing. Like with what you guys had going on, and like, to me, I noticed that there was like a spike in activity, and then when that shit happened, it was like somebody who was about to get knocked out, and then they got hit again, but it wasn't the knockout blow, but it just took all the wind out of their lungs. You know, like that shit. That was potentially devastating. Like, I don't know if it's ever gonna recover.
Yo,
No, but
right along. Nah, go ahead, Vic.
okay, I just wanted to say that first. I feel like every time the site has traction, something like this happens, and I've noticed it over the span of years being here.
Yeah.
So I find that weird. It's like whenever we're moving, boom, we hit a roadblock. Not only that, but I was surprised in how much I cared. Not that I care, because I don't, but at the same time, when it didn't come back, I was like, damn, now I want to post. And you can see the site's not up. I'm never posting. But when I couldn't post, I wanted to post it. And
Yeah,
I guess that's why I want.
That nigga
I felt the same way, Vic.
You care like shit. Look at him, Karen. He's not even driving a car right now. He's driving a Care.
I still hurt so much. I put a tattoo of a line in a fucking outlet to my heart, bro.
Now we're getting somewhere. Cool. This is good. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, we are greasing the groove here. We're starting to catch a stride here. This is really good. Phil, I've noticed that you have recently gotten on the conspiracy kick. How deep down the rabbit hole have you gotten?
What year is it? 2017?
So you think, sir?
So it's been about 10 years that I've actually been on that. And I'm only recently starting to share things that are kind of alarming to me, because I'm actually a little bit religious. And I read, the book of Revelations, and it talks about very explicitly what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen. And the truth will come to light. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to post my opinion on it. I'll just post the video. So it's not new. It's just me trying to share something that I feel like in my heart is possibly a thing.
So, but listen,
Damn,
did you only read the book of Revelations, or did you read the preceding chapters of the New Testament also? Because I feel like
I don't know the Bible very well. Oh boy.
I mean, I feel like it loses a lot. I mean, you can't just read the book of Revelations and then go from there. I feel like you lose a huge amount of interpretation for what that chapter even like is.
Right. But I feel like, when I do crack open the book and I just turn to a random page, that's how I read it. Because I've tried to read it from front to back, and I can't.
Right.
It's too much. It's just like, there's so much depth to like a single statement. It can mean 4 different things, and it could mean all of those things, or it could not. You know, so I do it in bits and pieces so that I can chew on stuff for a while and like think about it, and then like see how it manifests in my life. And the Book of Revelations just manifested in my life the way it is, and like now I'm sharing.
It's a lot. No,
video.
I get it. I could dig it. I think that's great. And I mean, I think that the Book of Revelations is hugely popularized and taken in by people because it basically tells like what is expected to happen at the end of time. I mean, who the fuck doesn't want to know that answer?
If I remember correctly, it says something about there's a special blessing to the person who can read it and understand it. And if you think about it, if you are able to remember the future, then you do have a leg up. You do have at least a spiritual and mental leg up on everyone else. I know for me that knowing that what that book says, it allows me to suffer in the present a lot better. When bad stuff happens, I'm able to better take it. And that to me really shows a depth of true spirituality, is how do you suffer? Do you suffer well? Are you able to suffer with patience? Are you able to not complain when things aren't going your way? When did you change, Phil? When did you put on a hoodie? Wait, how did I miss that?
When Vic made the statement about being uncomfortable about me being topless, I was like, well, I got to keep my bitches satisfied, so I put on a hoodie.
Yeah. Okay, so I'd like to, speaking of that, I recently read a book called The Way of the Superior Man. And one of the things he touches on is the fact that if we are expecting our women to get easier, we're fighting a losing battle. I just want you to marinate on that. It's natural for us to want to try to fix women, but like you said earlier, Phil, they're all pretty crazy. They're all in their own way just nuts. They got mood disorders. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Dude,
where did Vic go?
Oh,
did he drop off?
There's a fucking shift happening.
What do you mean?
Why is that fucking funny?
Well, it was just, I don't know if you were necessarily, I'm trying to figure out how that.
You're sitting there, you've been moving around on your camera, and now you're smoking a cigarette, you've polished off almost a full bottle, you're in a hoodie, you're outside looking around like a crackhead, and you said, things are shit.
Anthony, take it easy, bro.
It was a little funny.
Let me expunge on what I meant by that. When he was talking about wanting our women to be easier, women are easier, but guys are becoming more and more complicated because there's like, it seems to be, in all of like the media that I see, there's a shift happening where men are becoming more female traditionally, and women are becoming more male, like feminists and stuff. Like, you know, like and it's like disturbing, like the whole foundation, like the whole, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a rapper on our board with that name. God damn it. It means whatever, so that we don't have dead air.
His name's Infinity the Relic.
Fucking well-timed joke, man.
Anthony is he's podcasting through the stratosphere today. I hope y'all can see that.
Fuck, Anthony, he just got the flower on the Mario Brothers. Dude's fucking shooting out flames right now.
That's right. Now I have noticed that what society is also doing, Phil, Anthony, is that it is trying to extend adolescence. I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but you know, 50, 60 years ago, by the time you were 25, you're like out of the house, you got a career, you got 2 or 3 kids, you know, you're driving the station wagon around, you know. Now folks are 25, 26, 27, they're still living at home. So this is forcing the females to become more masculine. So I can put over what you're saying. I would agree with that.
That's the word, paradigm. The paradigm shifted like hardcore, and like not to take away from. Damn, Anthony, you look so fucking bored, bro. Like you're discouraging.
No, I'm listening. I'm like highly interested in what you guys are saying. Honest to God, I'm just listening.
But like, the paradigm is shifting, right? And in the Bible, like, it said that, you know, good will become bad and bad will become good. And like, if you look at TV, like, what the fuck is happening on TV? Like, they're remaking all of these like movies, but certain types of movies, like Beauty and the Beast and shit. And like, this woman she's like, she falls in love with a fucking animal.
Right.
Like, just very, very plainly. And it's all about true love or whatever. And that's something that adults get. I don't know if you know this, but I think you guys do. But like, children don't have that ability to think on multiple levels like that. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's like a promotion of like bestiality, pretty much, which is like deeply ingrained in like Luciferian doctrine. You know,
I think maybe more so, and this is just my perception, but it's kind of just goes along with the feminist movement, kind of that men are, you know, big dumb animals. Maybe not as literal as bestiality, but kind of just a degradation of man's sophisticated nature in and of itself. Kind of more just like, you know, here we are, just beasts or animals, just big dumb fucking idiots, and we need a woman to basically, you know, tame us and make us into civilized people that, you know, that they can. They're the only ones that are able to do that. Without them, we're just these cold, just lonely, just fucking animalistic, primal beasts.
Right. I would not disagree with that. But ask your daughter what that movie means, and she wouldn't have that depth of like the perception of what's actually going on. She only talks about what she sees and what is being ingrained in her brain, which goes into the whole thing that I talked to James about earlier, about just the duality of everything. Like, we're always told that there's two sides. There's two sides. There's not 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. It's always red versus blue, like, you know, Democrat versus Republican, Coke versus Pepsi, you know, yin and yang. It's only two. So like, from the very beginning of our lives, we're told that there's only two sides, when in actuality, there are so many different sides to like one coin, you can say, even, that the kids don't get, but they're getting fed this information with the idea behind it that it's only two sides, you know. And so they're raised by these fucking movies, by the greatest hypnotist in the world, which is an oblong fucking in the corner of your room, and it's teaching them things that aren't necessarily true or like definite, you know what I mean? And that's my problem with fucking movies and, you know, this whole thing. Yes, it's all Luciferian, bro.
So it's up to us now. Now we're getting kind of serious, and we're gonna have to get off here in a minute. And I hate that, because we're starting to hit a new level of depth. My experiences with the enemy, so to speak, is that he specializes in temptation's gradual acceptance.
Yep.
And he'll also try to burn the candle at both ends whenever possible. If he can get you on the right, he will. If he can get you on the left, he will. If he can get you on the right and the left, even better. Y'all can infer from that what you may. Phil, with that being said, really, we've gone well over the hour, and most people, unfortunately, have the attention spans of ants, and that makes me sad. I would like to have you back on at some point. Anthony, as always, it's a pleasure. Can we start wrapping this up and maybe do any final thoughts, questions, comments? While y'all are thinking of what that is, I'm going to once again say, Shade and Fruit, I'm coming for you, buddy. Battle number 2 this week. Your bars are due tomorrow. Next week, week 3, we're going 52 battles in 52 weeks. I'm calling you out, man. I'm going to make text relevant again. I'm doing that. Me.
Well, here's
this
my
guy.
final thought. I thought you were asking Anthony specifically, but my final thought is, like, one, I want to apologize for being boring and not funny. And 2, I want to just put out there that, you know, we're all just fucking people, and we're all just trying to, like, make our way in life. And this is a good platform to do that. And you probably should be more like yourself on the boards. And not only take that shit from the boards, but also, like, put it out in your life, and you'll receive good things. Like, you know, if you don't believe it, you don't achieve it, type of stuff. So that's that.
Yeah,
Well said, Phil. Anthony, how about you, sir?
I agree. I fully believe in the power of attraction. You get what you give, and vice versa. And I personally, I had no expectations or, you know, even wants of you coming on and trying to be funny. I mean, you were funny at parts to me, like really, really funny. But I think when we have a guest, I would prefer if they would just be themselves, have their own agenda, talk about what they want to talk about, you know, have the points of their personality that are strongest be prevalent when they're speaking on the show. So I thought it was great. Well done.
Yeah. Guys, it's been we're all just robots looking for love.
Yep.
All just robots.
Without love, you're a fucking robot, bro. Easily
there you go.
programmed. All right.
There you go. So you know, love is it's the frequency, man. That's the 88.8. I'll say this, everybody out there on the interwebs, that learn to cultivate, and I'm serious about this, learn to cultivate an inner peace through an outward purpose. And the more your outward purpose, your mission can be to involve making other people better, the better you are at making yourself better, because everything you study, you then study it to teach others. So in doing that, then you know that you know that you know. With that being said, I want to thank our guests. I want to thank Chill Phil Maxwell. I want to thank Anthony Colavito, Vic for stopping in. God only knows where he went, but always a pleasure. This is Veritas signing off for the crew at the Nessynergy Podcast. Remember the future.
Wait,
like and subscribe.
You want to talk on the phone or no?
No, I'm gonna take a nap and then I'm gonna poop, my friend. Put the guns away, Anthony. Put the guns away. Macros, bro.
Anthony, what about you? You want to talk?
I'm stopping this, gentlemen. I love y'all. Have a great day. Adios. Remember the future.
Yeah.